Maar als je op die manier verder blijft spelen,
No understand.
if you keep playing like this, not taking your hits, you can go home.
Je staat maar binnen 5 meter te schieten, is de laatste keer.
Did I not hit you? Ah!
Hey, what is going on, Airsofters, and welcome to a different kind of video than usual. So because I'm out of gameplay footage and because all of the airsoft fields near me are still gonna remain closed for a while due to the coronavirus, I decided to do my part into stopping the pandemic. So I locked myself up at home and I've been doing nothing else than watching airsoft videos on YouTube during my free time for the past few weeks. And during my YouTube sessions, I've come across a lot of awesome videos, but also some videos that really set my hand straight towards my face. Because as an airsoft referee, I tend to look differently at some particular airsoft videos on YouTube than normal people would. And yeah, that's right, if you didn't know already, I'm actually an airsoft referee myself. I've been one for a little over 3 years now, and having run more than 120 airsoft events already, you can sure imagine that I have dealt with a lot of cheaters. And yes, also the kind of cheaters that you see in those big videos on YouTube. So I thought it would maybe be a cool idea if I share my perspective on those well-known cheater videos as well, and show you guys how I think most of these mishandled and over-dramatized cheater situations on big platforms like YouTube actually massively damage the already weak reputation Airsoft has for the rest of the world. So that's why I'm in this video also going to show you exactly how to deal with these cheaters the right way, so you can as well contribute to a much more pleasant airsofting experience. But without further ado, let's put on our red uniforms together, put our whistle in our hands, and let's take a look at some clips. So the first clip is from a airsoft YouTuber called Shot, who's playing on the Chambers in Belgium. Great field, by the way. I also play there a lot, so I highly recommend you to check it out at least once. And he's also playing with another airsoft YouTuber who specializes in self-gardening called Kicking Mustang. So the overall gameplay looks cool. Shot has a neat looking full auto HPA powered high kappa. He's just doing his thing, playing the game, up until he and his buddy encounter this guy who is the apparent cheater that is displayed in full detail on the video's thumbnail. So I'm curious what's gonna happen next, so yeah, let's take a look and let's review the footage. Alrighty, so by the looks of it, Mustang actually has the first encounter with the guy. He manages to hit him there. Can't see it 100% because the camera is slightly out of focus, and he didn't call it, but that's fine. Never judge a person's behavior by just looking at one shot. I mean, accidents happens all the time. He might have just been hit on his plate carrier and he simply might not have felt it. I mean, stuff like that happens. But other than that, Mustang didn't manage to hit him a second time. So now let's switch over to Shot's POV. So if you didn't see already, obviously it's very hard to see because of the ghillie suit, but Kicking Mustang is actually laying right there into the bushes in front of him. I don't know what he's doing now, but we're gonna take a look at Shot. I think encountering this guy as well right now. Yeah, that's him. Okay, so that one definitely hits. So let's see what Shot does after this. I think he's gonna shoot him again. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's kind of hard to see. I think it hit the plate carrier, so okay, maybe he could not have felt it as well. But yeah, that one definitely hit him in the butt cheek. You also hear the impact, you hear the BB bouncing towards the wall, but funny enough, if you pause the game right there, you actually see a referee walking in the background. No offense to the referee, I myself also find it very difficult to laser point a BB and see if it hits the guy and he's calling it. So that's always why I recommend you guys to, if you want to catch cheaters, use camera equipment, come with clear evidence, because yeah, as you can see, the ref who was walking past him, he didn't see it, and I do not blame him for that, because I know how hard it is to spot a BB in the air. So let's see right here. Yeah, he probably continues on shooting him a couple more times. Yeah, by now I am convinced that he definitely is deliberately cheating. Like, if I were a referee in this field and Shot showed me the camera evidence, yeah, I would 100% call this guy a cheater as well. Yeah, that one thing also hit him in the neck there.
Come on.
Alright, let's see how this unfolds further on.
Show me your face, please.
Okay, hold on. So what he said right there, this is probably also one of the major discussion points on Airsoft fields. So I get it, you're frustrated that he doesn't call his hits, and usually what most Airsofters do is when they catch a cheater, they of course want them to eventually call their hits. So they go for their face, and okay, so according to most gameplay rules of Airsoft and according to most field rules, at least in the Netherlands, it is allowed that you shoot an enemy on the face. So we are never going to punish you for doing that. At least I am never going to punish someone for shooting another guy in the face. Because in my opinion, it's the responsibility of the guy who is getting shot in the face to wear a decent face protection if he complains about it. So very simple. You do not have to wear full face protection. Only a pair of safety glasses is enough. But if you get hit in the face, don't complain about it. And if you do complain about it, just make sure you wear full face protection. But even though it is technically allowed to shoot players in the face, we as referees, so me and my colleagues, never recommend it. Why? I'll also come back to that in later clips, but it really can frustrate people who cannot handle getting shot in the face and people who refuse to wear eye protections. And after that you get the confrontations, and the entire charisma of the Airsoft game literally drops to rock bottom. So again, yes, it is allowed to shoot people in the face. Yes, I am not going to punish you when you do it. Do I recommend it? Absolutely not, because in the long run, it's just not worth it for the entire Airsoft game. But that being said, let's actually take a look right here. By the looks of it, I don't think he actually hit him in the face, because the first one missed and the second one also missed because the guy got up. But anyways, so yeah, that one also clearly hits. I can understand his reaction now. It is kind of funny when you encounter something like this. Okay, so now he's trying to shoot him with the pistol, and oh, by the looks of it, the guy actually managed to hit him. So Mustang puts a few rounds into him, also doesn't call it. Yeah, this is definitely a case of a cheater, 100%. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen. Oh, he's actually going to, oh yeah, that's right. He's going to, he's coming up to him.
Ik wil niet heel lullig doen, maar als je op die manier verder blijft spelen,
No understand.
if you keep playing like this, not taking your hits, you can go home. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so what Cliche did here is okay. I mean, I personally would not recommend it. Always talk to the ref first. If the ref doesn't do anything afterwards, then go talk to the guy itself. Because usually when you go for the confrontation, you gotta realize that you're confronting a player who is most likely already frustrated with the game, otherwise he would not be cheating. Or it's just simply a horrible person in general. So what you're doing is you're basically initiating an argument. And when an argument gets initiated, most of the times other people who are near that will also get involved into it. And it just really ruins the game flow. So people get disrupted, people think like, oh, what's going on over there? And yeah, it really destroys the game flow, and it really, yeah, isn't just a nice sight. So what I do recommend, if you catch a cheater and you're 100% sure that it's not an accident and he's deliberately cheating, go to a ref and explain the situation. If you have recordings of him, show him clear evidence that the guy is cheating. If you're not wearing a GoPro or a scope cam, that's fine. Simply ask the ref to come with you. Find the guy in the field, shoot him again, and if he's a real diehard cheater, he will simply keep on cheating. The ref will see it, and the ref will handle it afterwards. This way the ref can confront him with his behavior, and usually in my case, I first give the guy a very massive warning, and afterwards, if I catch him again doing the same thing, I simply kick him off the field. Because I simply do not want people who continue to behave like this participating in my Airsoft games. So in this case, I think Clean Shots would have been better off simply reporting it to the ref, and if the refs there did a good job, they would have handled it 100%. But on the other hand, the way Clean Shot actually approached the cheater is actually the best way you can do it. So if you decide to do it, which I still do not recommend, always go there, calm your minds, talk to the guy normally, do not yell, do not push, respect each other, and try to solve it as quickly as possible so you do not further disrupt the game flow. So with that being said, let's actually move on to the next example where stuff doesn't really end up as well as in this clip. So the next clip is actually from an American Airsoft YouTuber called Jet Desert Fox, and before I'm going to show you the clip, please keep in mind that this video is almost a year old. And I've seen that in some of his more recent videos that he's really showing that he's improving his behavior a lot. So please do not hate on him after seeing this clip. So the main reason why I'd like to show you this clip anyways is to demonstrate what 9 out of 10 times happens when you confront a player the wrong way, and basically how to avoid confrontations like this in general. So as you can see right here, Jet shoots the guy from point blank range once, hitting his backpack. And immediately after Jet realizes that the guy in the blue shirt doesn't call the hit, he decides to shoot him again straight in the face, immediately causing an argument. So first of all, I think that both Jet and the guy in the blue shirt are absolutely wrong here. So firstly, defending Jet, yes, the guy in the blue shirt should have called the first hit, and yes, the guy shouldn't complain about getting shot in the face or getting shot from pretty much point blank range. I mean, we're not playing with real guns, it's Airsoft after all. If you can't handle getting hit, just go play laser tag or play video games at home. So basically, Jet actually did nothing wrong here. But on the other hand, Airsoft is a gentleman's game. So what I always do when I'm playing Airsoft is I always use the bang bang rule, as the guy in the blue shirt suggested, simply out of respect for other players. And yes, I totally agree, shooting people is a whole lot more fun than simply yelling bang bang all the time, but I simply know from experience that there are always players like the guy in the blue shirt that have a different mindset. So every time I encounter an enemy on point blank range, I always yell bang bang instead of pulling the trigger, simply out of respect for the other players, but most importantly to avoid an argument at all costs. Because nothing sucks more than being in the middle of an exciting gunfight or approaching the mission objective and there are two snowflakes arguing about silly things in the background. So the message of this clip is, again, Airsoft is a gentleman's game. Show respect and you'll be respected back. Only you have the power to turn a day of Airsoft in an awesome experience or to simply ruin it for everyone. So with that all being said, let's move on to the final clip of today. So to end this video on a good note, I would like to show you a very good example of how to handle a cheater situation the right way. So this clip is from an Airsoft YouTuber called Broadwing Airsoft, and this gent also came across an enemy that doesn't call his hits. So I gotta be honest here, in this situation it's kinda hard to tell if the guy is cheating deliberately or simply didn't feel the plate carrier hits in the heat of the moment, which would also kinda explain why he slightly overshot Broadwing here. But nevertheless, cheater or no cheater, the way Broadwing handled this situation is simply just amazing. And in my opinion, simply the perfect way to handle a potential cheating incident.
No, I shot the dude and he kept shooting, and you saw that, right? Like, I don't care. No, I know. Here's the thing. I'm not angry because everything is being recorded. I mean, they can do all this stuff all they want. Oh, that's 3 out of lucky.
Again, simply just amazing. Okay, so this might at the first glance look to you as if Broadway is simply being a massive p*** right here, but if you actually start to think about it, he kept his cool, he didn't start an argument, he simply called his hits and went back to the respawn, knowing that he got the entire incident on camera. This way, he didn't interrupt the game flow at all, and I think that 90% of the players that day hardly noticed that there was anything going on at the first place. While in the meantime, he can simply walk up to a ref, show the ref the camera footage, and the ref can easily approach the cheater, privately, confront them with the recorded incident and solve it on the spot. And this is, in my opinion, the way everyone should handle cheater behavior in Airsoft. And yes, I know, confronting cheaters, recording it and making tons of views by luring drama queens to your channel is fun in short terms, but as I already said at the start of this video, in the long run, you're simply damaging the already weak reputation Airsoft has for the rest of the world. Which is a shame in my opinion, because I think Airsoft is a hella cool sport and should also be portrayed like that. And not be portrayed as some toxic guys arguing over the trajectory of a toy bullet. Anyways guys, that's all I would like to share with you guys today. So I know it's something different than usual. I'm just trying to improvise during these weird times, and I'm just hoping that I could go back playing Airsoft and creating the gameplay videos that you're used to again as soon as possible. But until then, let me know what you think about this video format in the comments down below. Also drop a like and share the video with all of your friends, since that would really help with the channel by a lot. Thank you so much for watching, stay safe everyone, and I hope to see you all in the next one.